into it.
All right, hold on. Let me focus up, bro. Let me focus up.
No, 'cause you're still gonna be
Everyone dial
laughing
in.
during this podcast.
Deadass, bro. We're
Yeah,
just gonna be
yeah.
laughing the whole time, and I
Alright,
can't
alright.
think.
Bro, Sad looks
Ladies
high, bro.
and gentlemen,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GhostComms podcast. I'm your host Jatmon, joined by my co-host Vishal, and today we have the man who pushed this podcast to heights that we probably didn't perceive were possible at the beginning. Pushed
Fatal,
it.
welcome to the podcast.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
No,
thanks,
we
guys.
have well, yeah, Fatal's here. But we have Sad, ex-owner of PL, ex-owner of Nerve back in the day. Yeah, we wanted to kind of decompress and get his view. We wanted to do an episode while you were still on PL, and you were the guy, you were the main contact who brought us on, who got us our individual contracts and got GhostComms its PL contract, and we're just kind of the main point guy for us in our time at the org, and really you were the, I think, heart and soul of the operations in PL, and both of you, honestly. I mean, Fatal was kind of your peon to all of that, but yeah, man, welcome Sad, welcome Fatal.
Hello, guys. Hello. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Welcome,
Okay,
Fatal.
thanks for having
Welcome.
us on. Thank you.
No worries.
So, let's go through kind of firstly, Sad, your history of esports. How did that start for you? Go through kind of Nerve and then your transition into the PL thing.
So I started in Nerve as a competitive player, right? I used to be in Chapter 2. You could consider me as semi-pro, I guess. I just always missed the earnings, what really made you a pro. But I was always in, I was in two heats, you know what I'm saying? I was like one spot off of grand finals and then twice actually. So, you could tell it's tough. After those two times, I kind of like, I was turning 18, so I had to shift priorities to school, to working, right? Getting my life out of esports, or just diversed into esports so much of playing, right?
Yeah.
Obviously giving up on that dream was hard, so I turned it. So by the end of the time of my career, I started helping out Savage and Nerve by just simply just recruiting people that thought were good, right? I could give you a few examples, like KBM Rapid, right? There was one of them. I found him early on. I found Ozone as well when he was popping up, when he was first starting off as well.
They played together, no?
Right? Yeah, they played together. They were actually a duo, right?
That's when they first joined. I remember that.
Yeah. Noxy was another one, right?
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I also have Hector, which is popping off in the zero build side now. Fortunately, he just got banned, so he sucks. But and then later on, I got a job and I just started to, I have extra money. I might as well just, invest into something. My dad always told me, invest into something that you believe in, right? So I started doing that. We scaled it out. I think that team was started in 2016, right?
Yeah.
And it went nowhere until Chapter 3, right? When we picked up Ozone and all them, right? And that team went from 123 followers to what it is nowadays.
3K, right? Their Twitter's sitting at around that, yeah.
Yeah, we've restarted like the YouTube twice. One of the YouTubes had like 1.7K. I got deleted by some old manager, right? And then the other channel, I managed to grow it out to almost 900 subs, but we just lost that one too, so we're just starting fresh again.
Dang.
And the first video so far has, I think, like 600 views, and on a YouTube channel has 0 subscribers.
Good start. Great start, actually. Yeah, no, I've seen the Nerve videos pop up even on my For You page. Even if I don't even watch Fortnite content like that, knowing how much I played, but I see the Nerve videos pop up a decent bit. Not now, but before, especially. Yeah.
So that was on me, right?
You were the social media manager for that. Yeah,
I would say, I don't want to mean any disrespect, but I was everything there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I was the socials, I was to player relationships, to payroll, to to contacting sponsors, right? There was a point during April where I just got tired of it, so that's what made me depart to Pipeline.
Yeah. Well, because I remember that was like our when we met you, that whole thing was kind of still going on. When we first made contact and we met, the whole merger was still on its way.
That
so
was during that transition. That was
Yeah,
like
so
around
there's
that
supposed to
June
be
timeframe.
a flu pipeline.
Oh yeah.
and
Oh yeah, the
Nerf
Bandits thing.
merger coming through.
Bandits
oh
thing.
man,
We
I
had the
remember.
branding, we had everything set up.
Was it
I
a
had-
back we talked about it on the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've after is the one that reached out to me and Nerve to do it, right? And I felt like Nerve really needed it because we needed a bigger team, right, to scale.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was going through with it. I did logistics. I did the branding for it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, flu started, you know, dying. Like they just died, like out of nowhere. They just stopped messaging everybody, and they just went dark. They're still dark.
Yeah.
You know.
did they even give an official
So-
statement or anything like that? I don't.
No, they just
like
they just did nothing.
Just,
The only thing that Boise said is, you know, it's just, you know, this is worthless. This is that. This is after this. I'm pretty sure I can't be too hard on him because his father did pass away, right, during that time, you know, and it must have been, you know, just a hit of realization of, you know, I gotta
I got
somewhere
life.
else.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, so like you being like the social media manager or being like the everything guy for Nerve, like, do you regret putting all that time in for that, or would you say that it was worth it?
I would say it's worth it. You know, even though for the longest time I thought about it as a, you know, I never get any credit for it from public view or, you know, even from my own organization. You know, I achieved my own goals.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew a mentality of a line. You could say, not to be corny. It's just it taught me discipline a lot.
Yeah.
Art of discipline's probably the most important thing in the world.
100%. I feel like it's like at the end of the day, like as much as you were that everything guy or the quote unquote everything guy, it's like even though like you put that time in and maybe it didn't pan out the way you wanted to, at the end of the day, like you ended up with that experience and whatnot.
Well,
Yeah.
what happened?
I don't know. Did you leg out? Are you back?
Yo.
You look so confused.
This would be the perfect moment to insert an ad or a sponsor. 30-second read off. Lawnmower 5.0 from Manscaped. I don't know.
Ford
From Manscaped.
Yeah, they just released
Dude,
their
Manscaped actually looks
Yeah.
fire, though. I kind of want to try it.
their advertising
Same,
is crazy.
Same.
Their
Their
advertising
advertising
is good.
are honestly
There was
crazy.
at a certain point in time they had like everybody. Like
Wait, it is
like
lagging. Vishal just became like
Yeah, you
pixelated.
just became literally
Yeah,
like
a bunch
the
of
the
yeah,
8-bit,
just became a bunch of
4-bit,
mush.
2-bit meme. Yeah.
hold on, let me. Oh, I see it. What the hell? Okay, hold on. Oh, his
Oh,
camera
no.
literally just crashed as soon as I turned mine off.
Oh goodness gracious.
Is it the Discord call?
I don't know.
Do you want to hit pause on the recording and then restart it? When
I
we're
would do that. Yeah.
Yeah, hit the pause button rather than just stopping it.
Is there a pause on OBS that I don't know
Yeah,
about?
there should be. There's a pause on the.
Oh, hello, Sad. You good?
Yeah, we continue on the phone. I
Yeah,
don't know
you
what
see the
happened.
pause button
My
beside stop
internet-
recording?
No.
Oh, then your shit's not updated.
Okay.
It's fine. Are you back, Zed? Oh, he's on his phone.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
on the
Oh,
phone, I'm on the
okay,
phone.
okay.
Did your
on the
PC
phone.
crash?
No, I'm pretty sure when I do video calls through like normal Discord calls, it just crashes my stuff.
That's
My
fine.
internet, like my whole internet.
Because I was
yeah.
telling them before we started recording that every time you and I have tried to do a podcast together, it does not go well.
Yeah, my internet just dies. I have no idea what happens.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Anyway,
What I was saying, yeah. So like being a social, like even though you were that quote unquote everything guy, as much as it's like maybe it didn't pan out the way you wanted to, it's like at the end of the day, it's like experience, right? Like you ended up
Yeah,
with that
right, right.
experience, right? So it's like
Right.
it still does that positive, you know what I mean?
yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
dude.
as corny as it is, you know, you could always go on you could always go on your real life Indeed, right? You go put that in your resume for a job
Oh,
that
For sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah,
you
I
put
mean,
that as you don't have to put it as necessarily as experience as a job. You put it as an activity to the side,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And people respect that a lot. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Well, I mean,
yeah. Like,
when they get
yeah,
to, I mean, if they get to the point, let's say you're in a job interview and they ask about, oh, what were your responsibilities? I mean, you talk about your nerve experience and your PL experience. You were doing stuff that business executives do. I mean, you were running a business at the end of the day, like a small
Yeah,
scale
yeah,
business,
exactly.
but like you're still running
and
a
you have
business, and
numbers
that,
to prove it.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, that's the thing, right? We had growth, we hit certain goals and we hit milestones and all
yeah,
that throughout the lifespan of when you were at Nerve and then when you transitioned into PL. So yeah, it's certainly not for nothing. And honestly, that's a big thing for me in esports too. Is like when I finish my degree and I've got my degree, it won't mean much if I want to get a job in esports, but my degree with all the experience that I built in the past 3, and then, it will be 4 years by the time I graduate, like that's invaluable. Um,
yeah.
that's going to push me above a bunch of other applicants. So the same stands for people who have had any amount of success or done any work, because a lot of esports right now, there isn't an industry standard. You are just self-taught. You go out and you learn how to do it by doing it. You make yourself something
Yeah,
by, and so that, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely, that's not for nothing. And that's
And I
something
feel
that
like
I
everyone
think
like sorry to interrupt you, but I feel like everyone has like their own way of doing things as well, like the way that they structure it, and sometimes it can lead to like really good things or like really bad things depending on like their view on it.
Yeah. Hey, hey,
I
again, it
think
ends up,
I
yeah. I
think
feel like, Mhm.
modern day modern day kids learning how to do stuff or trying to get a job would be esports. Like a kid like Fado, he's
Yeah,
doing all this, but he may not be getting paid, but he's getting the experience and maturity that
yeah,
people
doesn't
look for when he
someone at
turns
his age
18,
is
19.
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
and when he does start looking for a career, he's gonna have all that experience under his belt. He's gonna have already done like, I mean, if I'm a business owner and I'm hiring and somebody has already worked with sponsor outreach, who has managed people, who has done project overhead, all of that stuff. Why would I not take them over all these kids that I have to train or go through an internship or any of that stuff? So like, yeah, absolutely, it's going to give you an edge in your
And
future,
it's
even if it's
also
not in
like,
esports.
it's like, even if, let's say they don't pick up Fatal Fight. Let's say they purely pick them up based on like a degree or based on like actual like quote unquote real life experience, right? If they get him and they acquire him for that reason, they're just gonna end up being surprised at how much he can
Yeah,
actually do for a starting
right,
position,
right,
absolutely,
right.
right?
yeah,
Like, if that's what
I
businesses look
appreciate
at.
that, guys.
I
yeah.
mean, talking on that point, I'm assuming like, Sad, do you have like anything else like based on like the history or like your history or like how you got started?
Which team?
Oh, I mean, you were talking about your transition from Nerf to PL. Like, what else
Oh,
is
right,
there?
right.
Like,
So before I got really interrupted by my internet, and there was a point where I told Savage, I'm kind of tired of being the everything guy here,
Yeah,
right? And I want a place where I feel like there's growth and there's actual potential. So I started talking to Avaf and I started talking to Jank, right,
Mm.
on the side, and eventually we made way for me to join PL, right? Originally, I was supposed to be a person that just did media, but I became a little bit too obsessed and I started investing my own money in them again, but too much money, I would say.
Mm.
And, you know, in that transition, that week transition when I left Nerve, I actually had a bunch of teams. Oh, there goes. My internet's back.
oh, there it is.
Teams that reached out to me, right? That wanted me to join. Flu being one of them,
Mm.
Yep.
right? So because he was giving up on the org and stuff, he wanted someone to take care of it. So I guess he wanted me to take care of it,
Mm.
but I told him I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, that sounds about fair. I feel like at the end of the day, like, even if we have all these projects, like I talk about the projects I have, and like me and Fatal were just talking about it. It's like at the end of the day, even if you have all of them, the one thing that will always restrain you is just time. 24 hours in a
Yeah,
day isn't
yeah.
enough, bro.
Well,
24
and
hours in a
and
day isn't enough.
yeah,
120 hours or whatever it is in a week is not enough.
and
Like,
correct me if I'm wrong. I think a lot of that decision for you sad was also probably that you didn't want to be the sole guy that everything relied on at the end of the day. Because I mean, that was
Yeah,
that it
yeah,
would have been
correct.
what you had on Nerve and then some. I mean, if you are like the sole, so and that it makes sense. That puts in perspective why you went to PL, because you had a team around you at every position. I mean, we really were we were strong in kind of every managerial and ownership position that we had. I wouldn't really say that there were a ton of weaknesses, or if there were, they were kind of weeded out naturally. And you had that core group. I think that last 2 or 3 months, we really had a group that was starting to like mesh and solidify and all that. So you make the transition from Nerve, you get onto PL, you get us very quickly. You and I start working together. How was that transition for you? How were you received kind of at the beginning? Do you think that like Jank and Avaps and the rest of the ownership saw your ability and your potential and your work ethic off the bat? Was there like an adjustment period?
So the first week, I told them that I was gonna evaluate everything. So I wasn't really gonna touch anything. I was just gonna see what's the weaknesses, what's the what really is missing about this team, right?
Yeah.
In that week, I've noticed that team had no culture, right? That team had no culture. It was just a team that was competitive. They had no culture, no push for the lay the pipe hashtag, nothing,
Yeah.
right? You could see the sense of humor come out of them once in a while in those posts, like the Booga post that they posted. We
Yeah.
did not
We
sign
did
Booga.
not sign Booga. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the humor posts that okay, they're showing to be somebody, something. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
didn't show that enough. So my mission was just to come in, pick up a bunch of content creators, pick up talent that just said and talked, streamed. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
actually showed personality to the type of team we were. We were a serious, dedicated team, but we had a side that was very entertaining. That was full of like ideas and entertainment.
Yeah.
Everybody's goal. Dude, are you serious?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Your
reset your
camera
cam,
froze
baby.
again. Yeah. It's all good
I
if you want to
mean,
keep it off. I don't
I
mind.
mean, as much as like I don't want to like I'm not gonna try and transition away from you or like try to take that away from you. As much as like you were management as well, you also had Fatal come on a little later. Like,
Yeah, where did Fatal come into the picture? I don't even know exactly when you joined Fatal.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on my phone for the rest of the fucking podcast.
I bet.
So I came in towards the end of May after I was in Era or Erratic with visuals.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, that was a whole like I mean if you want me to go into like what I did all before that, I
I mean,
can, but
if it's based off experience that you took into PL, I mean, you can.
I mean,
Yeah.
probably only like the erratic and maybe a little bit of the Uprise thing. I mean, Uprise was just like getting
I
players
forgot you were
trying
at
to do content.
Uprise. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was a whole
wait,
thing.
so before PL and before Limit, what were the orgs that you managed or were a part of?
Fatal has like
All
50.
over.
He's like 50
I was
deep,
gonna
bro.
introduce
Like
him as like overt PL Limit, all this Fatal UE Fatal, like fun.
yeah.
So I started off in like the very, very early stages of Rising Stars, which
Mm.
I'm really proud of. They came out now about I think like 9 months later, and then I was in Uprise for like 2 months, and I really just helped them get like a better roster and help them with their content. And eventually Jeremiah had caught on to that, and I was looking for a new opportunity, and there was a bunch of drama with like Ren and Jeremiah and Asta and all those people like scamming and just a bunch of crap that like didn't need to happen. And
Sounds
then me
about
and
right, though.
Visuals and I think Bomber, yeah, Bomber's an interesting guy. But we founded Erratic, and the whole thing was supposed to be like the next great team, and we kind of like looked up to Pipeline and tried to like not really copy them, but like see what they were doing right and try and take inspiration from that. So we got like, you know, professional looking branding. We tried to make these creative content ideas and get players who were like on the come up and really had a good chance of placing.
Yeah.
And then it just pretty much ended. There was more like scamming involved from the Ren guy who nobody likes this dude. Like he's crazy. He's crazy.
Brand,
Typical-
Randy, all these
What it-
names.
What is
Typical
Yeah, like,
Fortnite
This gives,
I don't,
Orgunner.
this gives me like a 2 a.m.
nah,
subway type of vibe.
No,
he's worse than 2 a.m.
Wow.
Subway. He's a
2 a.m.
different
slander
breed.
coming from someone other than me on the GhostComms podcast. That
You're
is
saying it
a
like it
moment
doesn't
to
happen every
remember.
episode.
I know, but it's usually that's what I
Yeah.
said. It's usually coming from me. I'm always the one that's
Look,
shitting on them. But
I don't got anything to say to 2 a.m. because they're actually, you know, as bad as their reputation is, they're actually making it.
They've been doing well recently.
Somehow
I
they're
gotta say,
actually
bro.
making it.
I mean,
I
but
mean, look what they're
no,
doing.
we
bro. The
talked about this earlier this
Jeff is a
morning. Though,
good
it's
guy,
like
in my opinion.
people are paying
Look.
to be in the Discord. People are paying to put 2 a.m. in their name. That is like that's so
Look,
scummy.
look,
that's
look,
so
look.
Yeah,
stupid.
I look, I understand.
I agree with that. But
Okay, I understand. I understand that. But if people are paying for that type of stuff, you gotta understand that it's a brand. You know what I'm saying? At that point,
Yeah.
they're actually doing it right, and people are paying for the brand.
It's so
you gotta
funny.
think about it like that.
It's
In a
so
way,
funny.
No,
yeah.
know
I
how
I
much he
get
hates
that,
talking-
and
I hate how much he's talking about this.
I
Look,
just like
the guy,
Yeah.
the guy's fucking crazy. He's that, and that, he shouldn't be publicly a face of that team. Be honest
Yeah.
with you, right?
yeah.
But if he wasn't public face of that team, like if he actually didn't show his face,
No,
didn't do all
like,
this shit,
I
he
get
has to
it.
be saying everything else.
They've
You know what I
got a
mean?
that's
consistent
true.
brand. Just that consistent brand is that they're bums, and
Yeah,
it
true.
somehow worked. I mean,
Okay,
I like.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, dude, literally their
I-
owner gets on there like a fucking raging alcoholic. And dude,
I
anyway,
mean, yeah.
anyway, yes,
All right,
it,
let-
yes, it
let's get
works.
back
I,
into something.
I'm upset that it works because of the audience. Like, think about the
shouldn't, but it
audience and the
shouldn't.
player base that are watching that, going, "Oh, how do you have a successful Fortnite team? Become a raging alcoholic, destroy your liver, and destroy your life." Like,
It's so funny because I know
Yeah, dude.
I know we could do a podcast just literally titled "The Downfall or Uprise." of
Jatmon
2
versus 2 a.m. Yup,
All right.
yup.
all right.
My social
So
media
back to-
campaign
okay,
against 2 a.m.
so-
Anyway,
Well, that was our daily session of 2 a.m. slander.
Yep.
That was our
we had to
weekly
get the
session.
one in.
Going
Yep.
back to Fatal. So going back to Fatal's thing. So yeah, okay. So all these orgs, like, you were in a lot. Like give an approximate number if you could.
Like, I mean, serious ones or ones that I just kind of like
Anything.
went from to try and like sniff out. I don't know, maybe like 8.
Dang, that's
Fuck.
crazy.
Like, dude,
like before
it was just,
PL or altogether.
before PO.
Okay.
That's insane, buddy.
So what? You've
It-
been on
it was
10.
horrible, man.
You're in double digits now.
Yeah, because he had overt. and
Dang.
limit.
No, avert PL and limit. Wait, he was already in
Alright.
double digits.
Over,
love it.
over. I'll go into over in a minute, but that was. I think
Yeah,
you guys
we should
both know
talk
that was an
about that.
interesting
We should talk
situation.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I came into PL after what was supposed to be an Era and PL merge, which actually would have went pretty well in my opinion. We had 3 players: Landjock, Dom, and
You had
Ritual,
Landjock?
actually.
Yeah,
Dang.
Landjock-
Yeah,
was
we
an
had
Era.
Landjock.
Wait,
Yeah,
you're
and
that?
then
You were that
Landjock-
era? That was
Yeah.
erratic. I didn't know that. I just thought it was era.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this is
yeah.
our era. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So Dom quit. I don't know what he's doing now. He's like a scammer or something. I don't know. He's crazy. Landjock quit, and Ritual actually is like one of the up and coming players. So
the ritual who plays
wish-
with Reed? That ritual?
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, what the
yeah.
Era
fuck? You
ritual.
actually had a roster. Wait.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I
he's
built. I went
saying he's been
crazy,
there for-
bro. I
yeah.
went crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
To say something about Ritual.
I
You only won
apologize.
DreamHack because of me.
Is that
Why?
Here we go.
This is,
Here we
this
go.
is so factual. This is
True?
so
Here we
factual.
go.
What are you talking about? What happened?
I was gonna contest him, right?
Oh my goodness.
And we had played scrims the night before, and we
All right.
went 3-3.
Did
So
he
you
did he
ga-
like
you
pay
gave
you
him
to
the-
not con him or something?
No, I just told him, you know what, bro? I have
You can
another
have
spot
it.
that's not getting conned. You can keep the spot, bro.
So
He
He's
said that's
like,
all
you
you
got
did.
it, kid.
Hmm.
You go
Don't
have
take
your
the credit
moment,
for the
kid. You
reason
got
Ritual
We
it.
had
has come
DMs.
up in
We
this
had DMs
con.
back and forwards. We shook hands in person and everything. You know,
Wow.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
actually
Wow.
kind of crazy. I can't lie.
You
know
heard
what's
it.
sad?
You
Yeah,
heard it
Great
here
man,
first.
Sad. Great man, sad.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, we had Ritual and
Damn.
Vav
We're
didn't
deep
want
shades, bro.
Vav didn't
I need-
want Ritual.
I
And
need
I was
that.
like, what are you talking about?
I need that meme, bro. That I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game because I didn't know that you built a roster like that. I'm not gonna lie.
And I
like that-
had Jagveer, School, and
Wait, you thought he was talking about a
Someone
random
else on
team named
Uprise.
Erratic?
Yeah, I never heard of fucking erratic. I saw era.
Well,
That's
we
a
had
word.
the-
Era
Well,
is a
Era,
yeah.
era is a 3-letter
Era.
word.
I know Era was erratic, but yeah, we had all those guys, and then we had like a few up and comers like that you
I would
probably
have done,
don't
I would have
know.
done like ETC.
I'm not gonna lie.
lie.
Everybody was like that about Erratic though. Everybody was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck with these guys?"
Yeah,
I know,
exactly. I
yeah.
would have done
But
ETC or some
Yeah.
other.
It made it work.
But
for
anyway,
props.
yeah.
Yeah, that was visuals. That was our team.
What a goat
And we
visuals.
had a
I
few up
miss
and comers.
visuals.
I think we
Yeah.
had the meeting about merging with Erratic when I was going to an Astros game.
Damn.
That
Okay.
whole ordeal, I'll go to that in a second. But and then basically, I think visuals got sick, production stopped. We got scammed by the Ren guy. Rituals scammed us out of a final mouse and $400. Well, not really like scammed us, but like I think he like left or something. Something happened. And then didn't come to PL, so we kind of did get like
He
finessed.
left within contract, so technically.
Yeah,
So there was
yeah,
there was
yeah.
two
It was
PM
oh.
merges and neither of them fell through. Or they both
So
fell
I
through.
think
sorry.
there was another
yeah,
one
so
that
this was,
Jank
but
told
this
me about
wasn't.
a while
This
ago
merge
too.
kind of did fall through because me and visuals ended up coming to pipeline.
Well, the thing about the
So,
Erratic
it was-
and
it
PL
was-
merge is that we didn't really plan to merge the brands together and like make a new brand. It was kind of like Era just coming to us.
That was the thing. Yeah, yeah. I should use.
It was an
merge a little bit.
acquisition.
It was
were-
more
Yeah.
like
It was an
an
acquisition.
asset
say-
acquiring.
you can
Yeah,
say
an
like
asset
a-
acquiring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of like a mutual. You know, we should
Acquisition.
merge assets.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Into
Yeah.
y'all. Yeah, like
An
into
acquisition.
pipeline.
That's the
not
word for it.
changing away from
Yeah.
Erratic, though. That's just
Basically, what we said. Yeah, our
flip-flop.
offer to pipeline was, we'll give y'all the players that we have, we'll pay for them, and we get to come under you guys so we don't
Yeah.
like fall apart.
Yeah.
And basically, after a few talks with like a VAF, I really liked them and I really liked Pipeline's, ordeal. And I never thought that I would ever get into Pipeline at this point. Like I was like, I mean, honestly, I was a failing manager. Like everyone thought that I was an idiot because I was acting like an idiot in all honesty. And
Mm.
I just had nothing going for me. And then I realized, what do I have? How can I be an asset to something? So then, I finally hit up a VAP because he said he was looking for investors. I was like, me and my guy Visuals over here, we've got something going. We invest, an X amount a month. We can either put this to our players, which we can try and bring over to Pipeline, or we can, spend that on other things.
A lot of the people in Pipeline didn't take Fatal seriously at the start.
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't think a single person did, honestly. And
nobody took him serious. I had to actually get on people's ass to take him serious and actually listen to him.
and honestly,
That,
I thought
that
I
was
would
a
just
bit
be
of an
using-
issue until the end.
I started
I,
taking him
like-
serious when he actually was like getting pissed at people for not recording videos. That's when I started taking him seriously. That was after we recorded, and then he started yelling at everybody.
Well,
for
that
not
was
making the
that was
recording.
something that
I tried so
Yeah.
hard to not get mad at Cooper when he fell asleep and didn't record that video.
Oh,
I didn't
I
wanna be
remember
like,
it. I remember.
'cause I didn't want to be
I remember
rude and
that.
like force him to leave or anything because there was a whole drama with that. I won't go into it. That's private stuff.
Right.
But I was like trying so hard to not like DM this kid like, dude, what is going on?
Mm.
But Cooper's a good kid. I know he wanted to do content. It was just
Hey, he's a well-spoken kid as well.
he
Like,
is a
that's why
well-spoken kid.
Yeah.
I really
we had him
I
on the
really like Cooper,
podcast,
man.
Like we had him on the
Alright.
podcast. and
It's
Yeah.
stuff.
alright. I got on his ass that day.
Yeah, I know you did. Yep, I know you did. Yep. I
I
know
got on
you
his
did.
ass that day. I'll let him know.
So
That was crazy, dude. Yeah, I remember Jeffrey. You told me, or Sad, I'm sorry. You told me every time a player doesn't do something, you get them because it could end bad if the new manager says something to the big player, but if Sad says something, oh boy,
yeah, the guy who cuts the paychecks at the end of the day. He has the power.
exactly. Yeah, the one my employer is getting mad at me
So
now.
so we had the golden days. We had those golden months. We had the grands finalists. We were always top two, or maybe first represented in grands.
You're one. We were number one.
Could have been.
On, according
Dignatus
to-
doesn't count, bro. Dignatus doesn't count.
Dig- I mean, okay, if you go dollar for dollar, we beat Dig by a landslide. It's not even close. But yeah, that was the whole thing. But on Fortnite Tracker, we were always, top 3.
Look, bro, just because you can pay more money for Booga, bro, and you can pay more money for fucking all these guys, it's not making #1, bro. All right.
Ozzy and Booga, bro. Ozzy and Booga.
You heard it here first.
You're spending 400K a fucking year on Fortnite and stuff. And
Hey.
you can barely win an FNCS.
It's more than that.
You got the Mike and Ike deal, dude. I remember
remember
when I was told what the Mike and Ike deal is, and I don't think I can reveal that number, but dude, it's way more than people think. It's way more per month.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Of course,
Because they pay for like those $100,000
well,
tournaments too, right?
Well, because people overestimate how much streamers and pros make. Like they think they have a lot more money than they have, but in terms of that was one of the only instances in the esports space where I was like, people are severely underestimating how much money is being fed into this organization and specifically that deal. Like how much Dig's like monthly expenses are is way more than people think. It's crazy. And I mean, they are. I mean, you talk about it like a monopoly in the space. Dig is a monopoly because they're the only org that's pouring anywhere close to that. I mean, even Elite is probably it's pretty much less than half what Dig is putting out.
I would say Elite's probably spending 10 to 15K a month.
That's what your estimation is for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable based on who they have.
I'd agree,
Yeah.
Because the players they have are not that expensive.
Who do they still have?
They have
Kwani, Peter.
and
Well, they just dropped
Kwani.
Peter. I don't even know who they still have right now.
Another org that probably runs around those prices is probably Agent. They probably
Yeah.
spend a little bit more than Elite.
Yeah. Yeah, they are now for
Agent
sure.
came up out of nowhere as well, though. Agent was
yeah,
Agent got a huge investor from NFL player or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dexter
Oh,
Lawrence.
yeah.
They have
I
a
heard
whole.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got it made, bro.
Dig is owned by.
The thing is,
Dig is owned by the
thing about
66
orgs-
owners, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the thing about orgs, like small orgs, every single small org is owned by a freaking like professional football player, or soccer player, baseball player.
Athletes are about it. Some of the
Yeah.
athletes are
They
actually
are,
about it.
Yeah,
Which is not a
athletes are
bad
about it
thing because the merging of the esports and sports industry, I think, is important to the survival of esports, and I think that's the direction it's going, and that it has to go. I mean, you've seen like the Man City idea. I think is a really cool idea. You've seen like Monaco esports is not tied to sports per se, but it's tied to a government. I mean, it's Monaco's government official team, and like building esports off of existing infrastructures as opposed to trying to make it stand on its own 2 legs. I mean, Dig is the same thing. It's off of the wealth of like the 76ers and all the other subsidiaries of that owner. It's not. I mean, it's not quite breaking even. It's close.
I'm gonna say I have to disagree.
Okay.
Esport has to form its own feet. It was until these people actually got here.
Angel investors, you're saying?
It was going in its own right way before they got involved.
The angel investors you're talking about.
Yeah, because you could say the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League was structured to be a sports-based. The Overwatch League is structured to be the sports-based league, basically. The Valorant League is basically structured like that. Every single franchise league, including League of Legends, is failing.
Yeah.
It's failing because it's following a traditional sports system that one game has to happen every weekend. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta have a tournament. You gotta have a tournament every single weekend for esports to be a thing, man. Because you want to monetize. You want to monetize your viewership.
Yeah.
You gotta stream more. You guys gotta.
Well, that's what I was gonna say is a big problem in esports, because if you want, because the whole goal should be to be able to provide jobs that are full time. If you're gonna do that, you need to be creating revenue enough to do that. And the problem is, like I was talking with a streamer about World Cup, and he was like, dude, I wish they had done another World Cup and all this stuff. And I was like, Epic's never going to do that because it lost them money. It lost them millions. And he was like, how could it possibly have lost them millions? And I was like, well, I mean, you think about, the only monetized viewership of the World Cup was the people that bought tickets to be in the arena. Everyone
And the
else was
skin.
watching for free on Twitch, and like
The Fortnite skin as well.
yeah, but I mean,
Oh yeah, the skins.
but you
yeah.
think about
The Fortnite
watching
skin
the
as well.
actual, but like in terms of viewership of the event, there's no pay-per-view. There's no, like there's no paywall to view the experience. So 99 point something percent of the viewership of the Fortnite World Cup was not. I mean, you have ad revenue, but that's not going to get you near the same. It's not going to break you even on a $30 million prize pool tournament and all the other expenses. So it's like. That esports needs to get to a place, you're exactly right, where the monetization of that needs to happen. And that was where talks of like, subscription for like things like the Call of Duty League or, League of Legends or whatever, where like, some kind of paywall or whatever. I don't know if that's a solution, but that's why we started kind of experimenting with those ideas, because you need to monetize the viewership. And I think I agree that there should be more frequent events in terms of esports and what have
For
you.
any esport,
Yeah.
like in general. I
For
mean,
sure.
we say the same thing about Fortnite every season. Like specifically in Fortnite as well, we wish for the same thing every season. Right now, I mean, what they're doing the skirmishes, they canceled every solo victory cash cup. Their the most close land that's coming up is DreamHack, which doesn't even look really hyped right now.
And it's third party,
and it's third party.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
DreamHack, since being third party since back in right before COVID.
Yeah.
hasn't
I mean, in
really
Fortnite,
been
in terms
running
of
well
in terms of major LAN events, you have one a year, and that's a new system as of the last 2 years.
Yeah. So what we had this season's FNCS thing in Copenhagen. We had Invitational last year.
Yeah.
And
So
year
that's the
before that,
system
we
now
had
is you have
COVID.
you have a international LAN based on the qualifications or the placements of the grand finals from each region at the end of each year, which is not a bad system, but I'm saying there should be more major events. And I mean,
sure.
you have things like
Oh yeah.
you have things
I
like
mean,
Gamers World Cup
yeah.
now, Saudi. I think that's going to be a big thing. I like that. I like that that's going to be like a massive, like an
Saudi's
even
doing it
bigger
right.
event.
Saudi's doing it right. Yeah.
Do you remember-
I would
Go
say
ahead.
even Saudi's doing it right because they're investing in the right places, like ESL Face It. They invested into those companies,
Yeah.
and those companies host a major event every single month of the year.
Yeah.
They have Rocket League, Dota, all of it, and all this.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
Rocket
true.
League
That
tournament
is
again.
true.
There's a
Gamers Day
CS:GO
always runs
tournament.
events.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you
every
remember-
single- that's why
Oh god.
every single company, so far is kind of going towards Face It and ESL to host their events.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember
Because they know how to host them frequently and they know how to make money off of them.
do you remember for Saudi when they announced the org prize pool and we tried to
Oh.
scramble?
We
Yeah.
almost went crazy with that,
Yeah,
dude.
well, I mean,
I think I
it was,
remember
dude, it was worth
we
a
were trying to
try. The
figure
first
out-
prize was 1.5 mil.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that would have funded us for
Yeah.
God knows how long, I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
but I have to ask, that 1.5 mil, right? You
Yeah.
spent 1.5 mil, or you got 1.5 mil. How much of it did that make you even from like the previous 6 months of all those people qualifying?
what do you mean?
Confused about the question. Say it again.
Like, say it's for CS:GO. CS:GO went, Dota 2 went, right?
Yeah.
Those two esports alone, how much does a team do you think would cost?
A
I
lot.
Oh, a
Like
lot.
400, 300K for both, right?
Dota's already been an investment for not generations now, but years on end now.
Yeah.
Right. So that basically getting first place in that would probably break you even for what you spent
Yeah.
to get a team to go there.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fly. Oh, like
Well,
you're
yeah.
asking like
And
an org to fly
that's
out
why
and all
that's
that
why you
stuff.
got a lot of those last second, like we saw with the Fortnite. Every free agent was picked up on 2-day contracts, like we saw, I think FaZe picked
Even
up
at
Epic Whale.
Copenhagen.
Yeah, I mean, just these major events, just for their for the recognition, for the social media boost, is like we saw all these 1 day, like for some of them they were legitimately 1 day signings. Like you're gonna wear our jersey on finals day, and then you're no longer a part of the org after that. They probably gave them a big bonus, a signing bonus for that too. But I mean, essentially they're just walking billboards, and that was something that
just
we
doing
talked
10-day
about. I remember when we talked about Saudi. We talked about that essentially that was the value that these players, that was the only thing that they were providing for us was the jerseys, because there was a big thing with jerseys at Saudi for us.
I think
Oh, I
think,
remember that. That was crazy.
I think the biggest problem with that just esports in general is that the the salaries became too inflated. I would say Fortnite is okay because players actually put a fair price to themselves.
Yeah.
But everywhere else, they
Yeah.
inflate the hell
Yeah.
out of themselves. Like I would even say just making grand finals one time, and the player already inflates their price. Fair enough, right? Because you worked
Yeah.
hard to get there, but you're not doing anything else to make me money or bring eyes to my brand just
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
like you're wearing my name on in game, but I don't care about the in game stuff. I want you to.
Yeah.
I want you to.
Yeah, well, yeah, you need to be on the
blast me
broadcast, or you
everywhere.
need to be. Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah.
for sure. So I mean, yeah, obviously we lived pretty high there. We were climbing the ranks, and we were really starting to be in the conversation of, dang, like look at like with the budget that we had, we were starting to rival Elite, starting to rival Dig, a lot of that stuff. And then, I mean, when did it really start to go, downhill? Like, what was the beginning of the end? Because in my head,
Of that taking a break. Yep. Yep.
yeah,
That was one. That was one.
Yep.
I think it was
No,
that and
yeah.
the
Because he had been talking about it for a while as well.
yeah.
And then
Avast.
So
yeah,
yeah, I would say no disrespect to Avav, but he took a break. I think it started in, now correct me if I'm wrong. I think it started in July
As soon as
or
DreamHack started.
August. Was that August?
As soon as DreamHack started.
like
That's
when you
right.
Or
guys
was
went to
that?
Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. You're right.
Yep.
That was when he first brought it up. I remember. That was when he brought
Yeah.
it up to me. I
And
remember.
That's
it
then
didn't really
after
start. Yeah.
no,
It didn't really start.
it started then. It's just that he was he kept spending a little bit more money during next until August because he was contractually bounded into a Chubb's turn
Yeah. Yeah. I
contract
remember that.
he
Yeah.
needed
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
pay
That
off.
was right. Chubb's
Mm.
contracts.
Right? And but I would say ARAF taking a break is probably where our downfall started because he took a break when we were peaking in every social, peaking in every
Yeah.
ladder. It's just
Yeah. Our
they
channel
did,
was
I would
growing
say
hella.
they did. Yeah, they did very bad business decisions. Instead of signing people for the next 6 months, they signed them for the next 3 months. When we should have signed them all for the next 6 months, all the way up to October.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If any org wants to sign anybody, this is my recommendation right now. Sign them in February, all the way through to October.
So
Yeah,
what?
I would
8
agree.
months? No. Yeah, 8 months.
Yeah.
Why do you
You
say?
wanna
Why do you
sign
say?
those-
Why do you say that long?
Because long term it'll be easier because they at first they get a fixed price. Like say somebody wants $200 at the start, right?
Mhm.
They'll just keep getting $200 all the way through. You know what I mean? Until you just think they deserve a bonus.
Right.
Yeah. It's easier
Yeah.
for. It's also easier for relationship, longevity, and then loyalty and development. I think that's the biggest thing because I think
Yeah.
where value comes for an org is taking an asset that you see potential in and bringing out said potential and kind of both of you reaping the benefits of creating new momentum for that player or that creator. I mean, you saw this with Cooper. We got
That's a perfect
Cooper
example.
and he had so much potential and several of us could see it. And we're like, okay. And the thing with Cooper, right, is he had the opportunity to walk, but we were the ones who got his PC that he ended up getting second in grands on. And we were the first org that really poured into him and tried to bring the best out of him. And he saw that and kudos to Cooper because I think he's one of the only kids, especially that age in this scene, that would have the maturity and the wherewithal to realize this in the moment. But he was like, oh damn, like oh, they actually do care. They actually want to push me to be my best. So he was like, yeah, I want to stick with you guys. Let's ride it out. Let's work out a price that works and all of that because he did become more valuable. But we kind of worked out a place where we could go, okay, this is a comfortable place for you where you'll continue to do good stuff for us and we'll continue to do good stuff for you. And that's what the value of an org is. And that wouldn't have worked if he had dipped right then, right? Like I said, he's one of the only people I think that could see the future sight to go, oh yeah, if I stay with them for longer, this will get bigger and we'll push it farther. Most pros would take that bag, take the PC, and dip as soon as they feel like they're more valuable or too big or whatever. And that's the issue is you don't have long-term relationships. I mean, some players we had for a month, 2 months. I mean, there were some people that I outlasted by like, a couple months. And I was on PL for a considerable amount of time, but like half a year is really not a crazy, amount. I mean, I was like maybe 7 or 8 months, but like, and that is part of, I think you're right with the culture of that is like that short turnaround. It kind of speaks to something that we talked about a lot. And when we were going in through the restructuring of like, the culture is in a place right now where people are just using orgs as paychecks instead of getting on orgs for the actual proper reasons that they exist. And orgs, I think, because of that, are not providing those services that make them valuable in the first place. They just want to kind of reap clout off of creators or whatever.
Well,
so
it always kicks back to the saying that, well, right now especially, is that orgs aren't profitable. Especially now, it always kicks back to that.
But we were heading towards that. Like we were finding ways around that, and we were about to be even or profitable after that restructuring. And that, I guess, that kind of leads me.
Even would be like crazy.
Most months we broke even.
Yeah.
Until I would say Cooper's and literally everybody's contracts expired at the same time.
Yeah.
Literally every single player.
So they were all all
month.
contracts were termed to the same month, or they all ended around the same month.
It was within a week. Yeah.
When they did the signings, they all got picked up within a week, so they all ended within a week.
They all,
Yep.
that was
I remember that. I remember that. And
we didn't sign them like in like a staggering type of thing. We're like, okay, this guy's on 2, this guy's on 3, this guy's on 4. They put them like all on the same deal, so everything is up.
I would try to push for the month prior to re-sign these players so we can, get out the way.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And there's a bunch of people that I do regret dropping, right? Like Origin's one of them, obviously.
Yeah.
When they told me I needed to drop him, like, it hurt me so fucking bad because I was like, you guys just don't see the potential in this.
Is Origin the one that's doing really good on YouTube right now?
He's the one who had a 500K month on YouTube.
I saw that. I'm like, I swear he didn't grow on Twitter, but just YouTube, he just started blowing up.
Yeah. I told him.
He figured out the shorts algorithm.
I told management that. At that time, I told them that what's his name, Fatal and freaking Jatmon can agree that I would push for content creators to get picked up instead of comp players. I would 100%. Tell them, please, just keep Cooper and keep somebody else.
I thought that was common sense right now. To be
fair, I cried when we dropped Bronos. I really did cry when we dropped Bronos.
That was bad,
I mean, I understand why. That was a lot more of an understandable decision based on where he was at the time.
Yeah,
just
he too much because he was being a lazy ass.
He was in one of his valleys. I mean, and that was something that we had like I think that conversation kind of went that way. It was like, we love you, and me personally, and I think the sentiment on PL too was like, we know that you have the potential to be one of the biggest creators. All you have to do is stop burning out. Like, if he just stayed consistent for a long time, he would be one of the biggest, not just even fort creators. I think he's one of the funniest, most naturally entertaining people I've ever met. And like,
he really is.
He would be a massive creator, period, if he just found a way through. And honestly, with TikTok, he's doing better. So we had another, that was another one where I was like, dang, if we'd kept him, maybe he would have. But I think it was partially the like leaving PL and kind of being on his own again that made him get to that point of like self.
Yeah, that's the thing with every single like content creator and player. Like when they're in an org, they get so comfortable so fast.
Yeah, they get complacent.
Oh, I'm getting the paycheck anyways next month. Oh, and once they get dropped, oh shit, I gotta find another way to make money.
This is like,
and that was something we talked about with the restructuring too. Was we wanted to restructure the contracts to be a low base monthly salary and then incentivize
and even fines too, like
fines if you're not getting hours, if you're not hitting your videos. Exactly. And
have you guys ever heard of how this is such a big group in comparison? Have you ever guys heard of like how the Sidemen does it for their like quote unquote fines or quote unquote punishments for recordings.
Mm-mm.
Not really. What are they
So
doing?
it's actually a sick system, and I saw it on the like Vic is now back with like the old like Minecraft group that he used to do,
Yeah.
and then now they're like making videos. So they did like a podcast, and the way they do it is, of course, there's 7 of them, right? There's 7 of them, and throughout the month, of course, you know how they do so many videos on like More Sidemen specifically. Like More Sidemen is a money hustle
Oh
for them,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
So
yeah, oh,
More
yeah.
Sidemen, mostly it's based on More Sidemen because that's where they do all those recordings. So they pretty much each one of them. This is what I really like is that you know how like for bigger end orgs like because of time issues you have a creative team that comes up with like ideas and whatnot.
Yeah.
They do the creative team section on their part. Like those 7 do the creative team section on their part. So pretty much what they do is when they come up with a video, they note down how many videos you've done this month. So how many videos has Vic produced this month? How many videos has JJ produced this month? And whoever has the lowest has to if there's any ideas that come around, like let's say management, creative team, them, if there's any ideas that come around but nobody wants to record it, the guys with the lowest amount are forced to record it. That's how they do it. They are forced to record it, or else it takes away from the contract, or it technically is they're binded on their contract.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how they do the system, which is really smart because one, the people that are actually people that are being watched, so the sidemen are the creative team. They're not having someone else create those ideas for them.
Yeah.
2, it gives them the responsibility of practically being an owner and having a share.
Yeah.
It gives
Yeah.
them that. It gives them that stability, and it gives them that responsibility of, yo, I need to get this recording done, or else I'm not obligated to my contract. Like I'm not acting like I'm obligated to my contract, and it's
Yeah.
just a loyalty thing at the end of the day. Of course, like that's their group.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what, like,
it's the same thing that Optic does as well. Like all these players, all these content creators they have to be a part of certain amount of videos for them to get paid their salary.
Yeah.
If they don't do any videos throughout that month, they get absolutely no money.
Yeah. And that's
which is a good a funded business.
we
like a
were
good
gonna start
funded
doing
business.
fines and punishments if you didn't meet quotas for team videos and interviews and things of that nature, because that was from my perspective and what I was doing on PL. All of the stuff that I could do without a creator or a pro was easy. All of the weekly updates, all of the voiceovers, like anything that didn't require one of the pros, anyone else on the roster, was the most fun and easy part of my job. It was whenever I had to record a video or get an interview or basically be reliant on one of the pros or creators' time, that I was like, this sucks, because you could never get them consistently. They do not show up. They do not care for the most part. I mean, sometimes they have legitimate excuses, but it was that at the end of the day, they know that they're safe. They don't feel any punishment if they don't show up. Like they can just push back and nothing really happens. And I think that was kind of what was pushing us towards the rebrand. So, we were heading towards this restructuring, rebrand, because we were noticing all of these issues kind of coming to a head at once, and all of the re-signings were about to happen. And we were like, okay, we have an opportunity here because all of these contracts are about to expire. We want to re-sign with these new terms and kind of flip the way that we were doing everything on its head. Because we weren't doing poorly by any means, but we certainly saw a lot of things that we could improve upon, and we said, why not just do it now? And that kind of ended up leading to the end. That was kind of the last, because it was like a month before we ended up officially shutting down. What, talk us through your guys' perspective on the shutdown? Like specifically, Sad, I talked about this in the last episode. Like from my perspective, you texted me about a meeting, and I was like, oh, like, do I need to be there? And you were like, nah, like it's okay. And then by the time I woke up or got out of my whatever, all the tweets were there, and you said oh yeah, we shut down. So what happened in that meeting, or do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I can talk about it. I mean, I'm not gonna hold anything back. I'm just gonna be straight up. I love all these guys, but Jank stopped trying. Completely stopped. In my opinion, I'm in fucking college right now. College is not that hard. Just being straight up, college is not that fucking hard.
Uni right now is not that hard for me either. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's not hard, and people act like it's hard.
It's just time consuming at most. That's the worst.
Yeah,
part.
it's just
gotta manage your time. Yeah,
but the
thing is, managing time in uni and college is hard. It's just the tasks itself are not hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I understand the time management can be hard, but it's not that hard, bro. It's not that hard to sit
You
down
can
and do
always
your
work
homework.
around the. You
Yeah,
can always work around
it's
the.
not that hard to go to class and do your homework in the same class. Like
And you
you don't
have the
have to take your
availability
homework.
to actually. You have the chance to actually not go to class if you really just want to get your homework done, do it at home.
Yeah,
Like you know,
yeah.
you have the responsibility on yourself. No one's
Like
holding you now.
it's just about building around the college. So I just think that he just made college his life and he didn't want anything else to do with it. I understand, you got to live. You got to go through the experience of college, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand there, but AVAF, AVAF, I mean, just started calling it a waste of time, a waste of money, a waste of this, a waste of that. We're dropping so many people. I want to leave. I'm going to find another team to join. This and that. Morale is low there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And then Vishals, Vishals, he's probably the best one I have nothing to say about. I would just say that he just didn't have time either because
Full-time
he's
jobs, stuff
working
like that.
full-time jobs, he's balancing a
Yeah.
fiance,
And towards
Yeah.
the
and he
end there,
works.
he went through some like
Yeah,
family
he was going through
issues.
family stuff and
There was a
issues and
whole
stuff.
massive problem that we had to deal with. I tried to help him as much as I could with it. Like,
Mhm.
Mm.
some,
Yeah, so
it was hard.
at some point it started feeling like the pressure was getting to us, right?
Yeah.
To where I told Fado one day, I was like, I'm gonna be honest, like I don't think it's worth it for us to keep doing this because for like a month or two straight, me and him were the only ones doing anything.
Mm.
Yeah.
We kept the team alive based on content.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like the only time we really contacted visuals and I I guess the two other investors that I would not get into them because I have no words to say to them. Right? You guys know what you guys did. You guys are probably the fakest people I know, and I don't want to go into it, but
Who? Wait.
um,
Who are we referring to?
The
doesn't matter
other ones
right
who
now.
ended up, yeah, like leaving, right? Yeah.
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 So, but we kept the team alive. We were breaking even in sponsorship deals and stuff for the streamers,
Yeah.
and so we were fine. But once all those contracts expired, and I told them I want a restructure because it feels like me and Feder are doing everything again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Everybody kind of just snapped and said that they just wanted to call it quits.
Mm.
Yeah. And I feel like where it really happened is I remember that meeting. I think it was me, Jank, Sad, Avaft, and I think that was it.
Visuals.
And visuals, right? And we basically said we wanted to restructure to favor content as well. I think
Yeah.
that was the very last thing. And this was after I had come back to Pipeline after trying to get over on their feet with
Oh,
content.
yeah.
Which do you mind if I go into that real quick? Cause that I feel like that's
Well,
pretty interesting.
wrap this up, and then we'll talk about
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Because
So the last
yeah.
meeting, yeah. So the last meeting was basically like, okay, we're everything's going slow. What are we gonna do? We made the whole outline for the restructure.
Yeah.
That we did at a big call. What we're gonna do. Try and get merch. Whatnot. And I think an argument happened about like the future of the team, and everyone realized oh the time, the money, and whatever, and then moments later it just snapped and everything just ended there.
Mm.
I remember. Did you watch the whole last podcast through?
I mean I skimmed it as best as I could, but I watched a lot of it. Yeah.
Did you see the part where I said where when I saw about PL shutting down?
Oh yeah, you were in Japan, right?
I'm in Japan and I'm in a
Oh my
hotel room.
goodness.
I had literally gotten back and I like saw like I've like me and Sad had talked about like just other stuff to do with contract and like whatnot, and then other things with me and Avav to talk. I had some type of clue, but like not really. Like I didn't know
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And I'm in Japan. I've come back from somewhere and I'm sitting in my room and I just got an internet. So I open my phone and I just see notifications on notifications on notifications. I'm like, what is going on? All I see is Jank I think I saw Janks. Then I don't know who tweeted after Jank. It was either Sad or Avaft, one of the two. Avaft. It was Jank and Avaft, and then Sad tweeted the next day, I'm pretty sure. And then some shit like that. And I saw both of their tweets back to back, and I'm like, why are there long ass paragraphs? And then I just see
Yeah.
ending PL, and I was like, that's fun.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like
Yeah.
sitting in my
No,
hotel room in
it did,
Japan.
and it was a lot of. I think it was a lot of things. Just a lot of really unfortunate circumstances happening in quick
All together
succession
at
of
the
each
same
other.
time.
I mean, like a VAF's break, a couple of investors leaving on very sour terms, and just dipping out kind of with no notice.
Moral
you know,
dropping, that's one as well. That's a big one.
we had
dropping, sorry.
we had players missing responsibilities and also just like big key things like land representation and stuff like that. And then it just kind of all came to a head. And I think you're right, Sad. I think it was the pressure because the investor pool was getting less and because like more and more responsibilities were starting to fall on ownership, especially because a lot of people weren't, kind of fulfilling all of their responsibilities contractually. Like it just got on a few backs. And when those crumbled, it was kind of like a reverse pyramid. When those crumbled, everything else kind of came down all at once. And yeah, I mean, Fatal, because one of the efforts that we made to try and salvage it or spread the workload or whatever was this overt PL thing that never even saw the light of day.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, so this was essentially like you were trying to and this is where I still got caught up because it was not a merger, but it wasn't an acquisition either. Like we were going to do this. I don't even know. I don't like talk about it a little bit and kind of the vision for it.
It was a lot. It's actually almost a perfect in symmetry with what Moist and I forget the other Valorant team that just did it. But
Moist
Moist just did it.
Moguls?
They merged. Yeah, Moist Moguls.
Yeah.
I think it was Shopify Rebellion and Moist merged for only Valorant. Like they still have their other games on the side.
Yeah.
And they just come together for Valorant to build like a super team. But it kind of is like different with that because they're competing to get like that one VCT spot, and they kind of combine their rosters. Like they had already like gotten chemistry and played together and like one event, I think. So it was kind of like just like building a better like playing team, and it's almost different in Fortnite. So the whole over PL thing was when Skez came onto PL. I was like, oh, you got this over
Skez
team.
is
What
an
is that?
OCE manager who worked with Overt as well, for context. Yeah.
So we were talking about it, and this idea actually came from his Twitter name. It was Overt PL Skez. And we were like, yo, what if we did some like crazy shit and decided to like have a collaborative team just for
Yeah.
Fortnite? Because they were also in like Rocket League, and we were trying to get into Valorant, which I don't know if you want to touch that, but that was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it went poorly. I saw the vision, and it was on our. I think we were kind of in a mode of like our ego was slightly ahead of where we were, like actually as an org, and I didn't think that we had really the facilities to support it, and I wanted us to be very careful about stepping into that because it's a massive undertaking.
Jesus Christ.
You just like fully cut out, my guy.
Sorry.
You're full robot, yeah.
I
Still going, bro.
Damn. Sad. Try not to have technical difficulties challenge. Yeah. Your audio's good.
No, not at all.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I thought
I'm
it
still
was.
not getting them.
But continue, Fatal.
Yeah, so we were gonna combine our rosters and make content together, and it was like a whole thing of keeping keeping our separate brands in case we wanted to like venture off into our own things.
Yeah.
But also like just for Fortnite, and this was like ahead of Copenhagen. So we were thinking we could have had like, I don't know, maybe like 8 players for Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Like it would have been something crazy. I don't think they had any Copenhagen players, but we were gonna like redo the financials and sign more
they
people.
They had one from my from my memory, but I could be completely making that up. I don't know.
No, they had 0. They had 0.
Okay.
Yeah, they had 0. So, but we were gonna like drop a few players and work it out, and the budget would have been like crazy ridiculous because Overt wasn't putting in what they actually could. Like they were just putting in the bare minimum to be like second to Power.
Operational.
And they can't compete with Power. Yeah.
Yeah, Power is the Dignitas of OCE.
Yeah, on steroids, I think. Like they run that region like everything.
Yeah.
Bro, the shades are off, bro. It's actually serious.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a whole thing. Yeah, that got shut down really quickly.
Oh well, you were
I
there
tried my best to
for
make
a
it
month and a half, no? Like something like that. You were
I was there
because you
for about a
you
month,
fully
yeah.
transferred to Overt to like help
'Cause-
them build their
yeah.
content to be so that when the merge did happen that they were
It was
prepared.
equal. Yeah.
Yeah, for that.
So
And yeah.
yeah. So well, okay.
It
Assuming.
just, it just
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
It just didn't work because.
Oh my
Damn.
goodness.
We lost you
because-
again, Jeff.
That's a. It just didn't
Oh,
work
I get.
because
Yeah, I get what
the-
he's saying.
the
Mhm.
brand. Like,
Tight shit. Yup.
Yeah, your audio
Yeah,
is
on
still
gang, bro.
still fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, go to the
Cook,
basement,
Jeffrey
bro.
Cook. But
Hello?
yeah.
Goodness gracious.
That's
Oh,
good.
better.
I got on my
Okay.
computer, but my internet's probably gonna go out.
Just don't turn your cam on. I'd rather
Yeah,
clear
yeah,
audio
yeah.
than just
You just keep.
I figured that might be it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
Yeah,
just leave it,
probably.
leave it. Yeah. You they
But,
saw your face. You're good.
Yeah, this on my face. But it just didn't work because a lot of people in PL didn't want to give up the
the name.
brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't want to give it up, and
Pretty much,
and it just makes everything so difficult when people just are not willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
At the
Like
end of the day,
we
it's a lot about
legitimately like
sacrifice.
over PL, if done properly with the right mindset, it could have been the #1 Fortnite team internationally.
It should have. I mean, it should have just been a buyout, in my opinion. If we were going to do that, we should have just fully committed and like become like the NA division essentially of Overt. I just think that was. I guess that was like my main criticism was like having Overt PL just. It's two competing brands. You know what I mean? Like that. That was my vision of it. But
I didn't even see it as competing because I mean they're in OCE, we're in NA, and it was kind of like.
but I'm saying when you have two brands present, you have two different brand identities that they are inherently competing with each other. Is my view.
Yeah, I
I'm
know
not
what you
saying
mean.
they're
No, yeah, I see what
competitors
you're
per
saying.
se, but yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, you kind of have to lower the ego a bit to do something like that. But
So yeah, so
move
so
along, yeah.
so PL shuts down. The decision is made. What was kind of because Sad, I think you kind of had this moment, and I'm pretty sure your tweets reflected this too, where you were kind of like, "I'm done with esports for the time being. Don't hit me up." Is that kind of where you're at now? What have you been doing since then?
Robot side is back. Sorry, guys. Go ahead, Fado.
He said he was.
He
saying,
asked you a
like,
question.
I
Oh, yeah,
I
you want
asked
me
you
to-
first. Yeah.
Oh, what I've been doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still retired from esports as of right now?
As of, I would say yes, but I would lie to you because I'm actually in 3 teams right now.
Damn. Brother
That's a-
brother is the opposite of retired. Wait. Hello?
What is the opposite? Of
Are you
So
like consulting, advising? What? I mean,
one
if
of
you
them
don't
I'm advice. One of them I'm advising. 2 others I'm obviously helping out on content.
Okay.
For a second, I thought he
So-
said Vice, and I was like, "What?"
Brother
Blood
put
is not
himself
the
on your
team.
org.
When did
So-
Blood get on my team?
Blood's not
So
my.
When did Blood get on my team?
I haven't advised him in a while, but I was advising what's it called Fear. I was telling him.
Damn.
I guess,
Oh,
but I
my
stopped talking- I
goodness,
stopped talking to
Don't
him.
do it. Don't do it, Fatal.
Don't
I
get
stopped
me
talking to
started,
him.
Jeffrey.
I stopped talking to him.
Oh my
And
god.
then-
Fatal has
and
been
then-
blast off about it for the last. 2 weeks.
And then now I'm working for SMT and I'm working for Nerve behind the scenes.
Okay.
Can we talk
I'm
about
not-
Fury Sports for a minute, please?
I'm not going
No.
to publicly announce or say
Okay.
anything because I'm not going to come back unless it's something I believe in.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then other than that, I just been Call of Duty came out a week ago, so I just been playing competitive Call of Duty. I've
Okay.
been like 1.5 grand just
y-
playing COD.
Last time we talked, you had a girlfriend. Has that gone into fiance territory yet? Or
No, man, I'm too young still.
okay.
We're still too young.
Okay.
If certain state laws happen here in Texas, like the EB4 that are pending approval from Abbott, we will get engaged and we'll get married so she can stay here legally, right?
Okay.
But
You're muted.
Someone probably came in his room.
Okay.
Uh,
Fatal.
where's-
oh, he's here. He's
Sure.
back.
And
Never mind.
going 5 years strong.
Damn.
Nice.
5 years.
Congrats, bro.
Okay.
Congrats on that.
Good shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. I learned something from that. So Fatal, obviously, you made a transition to Limit, which is where a lot, I mean, I would say what, 50-60% of the XPL roster is at currently.
Doing
What was
nothing.
that? What was that experience like?
I actually love
And
that.
Oh, brother.
And are you still there? I mean, talk about the details you want to talk about. I don't even know the
Alright.
full story, but
So, Limit is a very interesting team. They do it extremely different than every other team. They do not give two shits about competitive. In fact, the only competitive players they have, they don't care what they place. They're just there for content purposes.
Mm.
G Money and Day, I think, are the only players they have that actually are actively competing. And
Yeah.
they never make them placement cards or anything like that.
Mm.
You know, they legitimately don't care.
Mm.
I think Avapt and Jank came with me. And the structuring of it was just it was like a culture shock, I guess I could say. Going from the way that PL was structured
Yeah.
and even orgs previously, um, it was just a culture
What
shock.
are the key
And
details? What are the things that set it apart the most in terms of that structuring that you're talking about?
yeah, I'm gonna be honest, it's not a family. Like it's just not a family.
This is a workplace.
Yeah, I mean it's not a family. The content is like very unorganized. Like they don't have stuff like planned out, at least as far as I know of. Roar's a very busy guy, so he doesn't really have the time to like be hosting meetings. Like PL had a lot of meetings, you know, that there was not a single limit meeting. You know, everything's kind of like all over the place. I mean, props to them, they still managed to get
It
their
sounds a lot more like
stuff
a
done.
company or like a traditional company, like a you know a corporate world type.
Yeah, it is a
deal.
little bit more corporate because they even tried to use something. I forget the name of it. That was very corporate, like trying to make sure like
Monday.com.
Monday.com. Yeah, that was it,
Yeah.
bro. I love
Yeah.
Monday.com, dude.
I
Because
What?
it picked out all the managers who didn't do anything, and
do you
then
know what
proved
Monday.com
people.
is, Vishal, or do I need to explain it?
No, I don't know what the
Okay,
hell that is.
Monday.com is this program. It's this website program where you put all of your employees into this, and you basically divulge tasks, and you can see who's done what task, and kind of get this overall. So you don't have to keep it all in your head. It's a visualization of here's each person's individual responsibilities. You can drag other people kind of into projects if you need their help. You can send emails on the platform. So it's kind of this workplace organization
I'm like looking at it while you're talking. Yeah.
tool. Yeah. I've used it in a couple not orgs but other businesses. And a lot of
It's smart.
businesses do use it. Oh no,
It
it
is
is.
very
I
smart,
get
yeah.
props to it. But yeah, that definitely I think paints a picture more so of like how they've kind of structured it corporately, and I think that's kind of what they want to be. And Roar, I think envisions himself as kind of like a CEO.
Yeah, but
type.
here's
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing: those managers don't get paid for this.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
the
what I mean,
managers like.
you're not really incentivized to do anything on Monday.com if you're not paying your managers.
Like I'm gonna say right now, like to all the managers who are like who have been in limit, they know like kind of what goes on, and I'm not gonna say like it's necessarily like a bad thing, but it's like no
Is
one
it
really
toxic?
paid. It's not very toxic. I mean,
He just wants to get everything out of it. I love it.
it's not really toxic in a way, but like it can get toxic at times. I
Mm.
mean, Roar is a very stressed guy, so unfortunately he's like he gets like mad sometimes. So like when something
Thank God
doesn't
I
like
didn't DM back.
something like doesn't happen or whatever, like he'll get mad at a manager even though it's not the manager's fault
Mm.
or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's just like
Oh, thank God I didn't DM back.
it's just like what the fuck, bro? Like what are you getting mad at me for? It's not my fault.
Mm.
Go blame some other dude whose fault it is, you know?
Mm.
But
They tried to,
I think what
they
they
tried to
do
use
is
that
good.
shit. I said no. I said fuck it. I'm not joining
Yeah,
that.
I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I was the one who kept pushing for you, but I
So
kept bugging him.
okay. So,
I just-
did you end up leaving Fatal? You're not with them
Yeah,
currently,
I'm
correct?
retired, bro. Well,
Okay.
like Jeffrey, I'd be lying to you if I said I'm retired.
Oh,
From
I'm
esports
not gonna
or
push you to reveal
Yeah.
if where you are if you
No,
don't want
I'll
to.
reveal. I'm working with Nerve with Sad. I'm still working with Virgo and Lights on their stuff.
Okay.
And then
Michael.
recently,
The sports channel.
yeah, the sports
Yeah,
channel.
I was about to
But
transition to
that's
that.
not
So
really esports.
you start
That's
no, but it's
sports.
I mean it's we'll talk about it though. I mean, so you founded
Wait, hold on. He's still like he is managing. Like, he's still in managing. Okay, I think he was talking about that. No,
personal management. Yeah,
yeah,
Virgo and Lights. Yeah, and
is
he's
that right
doing
now only Virgo Lights? Wasn't it? Wasn't there
yeah.
someone else as well?
There was River.
Hmm.
That's an
oh
interesting story too. Me
Okay.
and River worked together for I think it was like 2 months, but then I don't know, we kind of just like lost contact. I assumed that just wasn't really working out. Tried to help him like get content and stuff. He just didn't really want to do it, so it was kind of like a mutual type of thing. You
yeah.
know, kind of like yeah, I'm kind of like out of esports. He's kind of like
Mhm.
going off and just trying to focus on getting better at Valorant and like make it to
Yeah.
VCT. So
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like that thing. But yeah, River's a great guy. He's really interesting.
Oh yeah. If
So
you're managing Lights, shout out to Lights, bro. That guy's
I love lights.
yeah, dude,
so amazing.
you
He's
see
so
Lights.
like he's such a chill kid, bro.
Oh, he's a cool kid.
You
He's
see his
I love
tweet the
him,
other
bro.
He's
day,
such a good kid.
his scheduled tweet that was like a
Yeah,
year or
bro.
Oh my
something.
goodness, dude.
Then he was
Bro,
like,
he
I
was
have
on
this
the-
many
he was
Twitter
on Vice at the
followers. I
time.
was on Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool
Yeah.
like moment.
I'm telling you guys right now, Lights is the next content creator. He works his ass off.
100%,
He does everything
100%,
himself.
1000%.
Like he gets on people. Like when I was his manager, like he was getting on me, and no one has ever gotten on me. Like when he was saying like
he's a free
he
agent,
gets on
right?
me to get on someone else. Oh yeah, yep. Anyone looking for Lights, guys? Free
There you
agent, hit me
go.
up.
Hold on,
Org's heard it here first.
Has Lights ever told you about his first blow up video and what I don't know if he's ever said it, but what I did for his first blow up video?
What'd you do?
I told him the video prior to that FNCS skin video that blew up first.
Oh yeah, that one got like 100K.
He sent me his video prior and he said, "What do I fix about this?" I pointed out and made editor notes for each section to fix. The next video got 60K views.
Wow.
Wow.
Vishal's
I'm
taking
actually-
credits
I'm
for
actually-
Lit's
Vishal.
entire
Listen,
career.
No.
No, I'm
No.
playing.
I bet Lights would say the same thing because I actually love Lights and me and him still talk to this day. But I think Lights would say the same
Vice Lights?
thing.
Vice Lights, come on.
Vice Lights, that was original. That was
Ooh,
he
the
was
run
Vice Lights
back?
at some point.
We'll
Run it
see.
back.
But anyway,
I'm not gonna say anything about that. But
Anyway, so in the time since retiring from esports and post PL and post limit, you have founded and are now running a sports media group called Underrated Elites. So what was the motivation for that? Where did the idea kind of get birthed from, and what are you doing there? What sports, what sport kind of got you into that too, specifically?
So
Baseball.
shut up, Jeffrey. I wouldn't really say like it's a one specific sport.
Okay.
It's kind of like just a love for sports like my whole life.
Mm.
And when I was done with esports, I was kind of just like I was very angry. Like I was just very angry at the way everything had like panned out.
yeah.
All the people that I've worked with.
Glass
Like
shows.
I was just, all right, bro, you need to stop it. We won't have a sports argument on this podcast, but that's what.
Oh,
Okay.
let's get into it. Let's get into it.
No.
You stupid cheaters, bro! Bang on that trash can all the way back to
All right, chill.
a
Wow.
CS loss.
All
Fuck
right,
no. Yeah,
All right, Bryce.
That's why you can't win a home game.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. So the inspiration for that kind of just came from like a lot of my ideas are kind of like random and spontaneous. Like over at PL was a shower thought, and this was kind of just me laying on my bed like, what do I want to do with my life? Oh, I want to start a sports media documentation group that does apparel, YouTube, and coverage.
This is what I mean when I say Fatal is one of the biggest grinders, bro. A shower thought almost led to a merge, and a shower
Yeah.
thought almost it just started a sports
Other
media.
other
It's
kids
scary.
are
It's scary, isn't it?
other
But
kids
I
are
think
keeping
that every
themselves
single creative
occupied
idea
in the
happens
shower.
when you're doing something weird.
I know, right? Like
I think
the
every
amount
single
of-
creative thing comes out when you're doing something weird.
like the
That
amount
happens
of
to me too. I'm in the middle of a COD game. I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
what
I
if
know
I
what
do
you're
this?
thinking. Yeah, I know what
That's
you're
what I'm
thinking.
saying,
Don't
dude.
say it.
Well, I was
So,
just
so
saying other kids are doing different things in the shower, but Fado's on that grind set, baby. I don't know.
I'm telling you right
Hey,
now,
like,
I never
They're
stop,
on
dude.
the
I'm
wrong
I'm
grind
in
set.
I'm in geometry class thinking about like PL stuff. Like, dude, I really need to stop. It's really
Oh
bad.
my god, bro.
It
hey,
was
man,
so
that
bad
is
last year.
crazy.
You really do your ancestors justice.
What?
I know, right? They'd be so proud of me. I really did get out I really did get out of Brooklyn, New York, didn't I, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, so it's
So
kind of like these random spontaneous thoughts.
so this is kind of my last like thought, I guess. So obviously after PL shut down, right before Copenhagen, by the way, Cooper ends up winning the whole damn shebang. I think that sums it up perfectly. I guess
That was bittersweet.
my question is, if you could go back in time and do another month, would you? And then what do you think would happen?
What would you change?
Another
bro?
month of PL.
Oh my god, Pipeline won Copenhagen. Oh, they're ending a week later.
Cooper won it all. That'll be all.
Oh,
Going out on a high. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I kid you not. If
And,
we
you
did
know,
that,
just like the boys
oh my
say,
God.
never get off on a loss.
yeah.
Like- like-
yeah.
dude, it would be,
Dude,
it would be.
But legitimately,
oh
do
my
you think
gosh.
we would have kept going if we had stayed through Copenhagen and Cooper had won? Do you think we would?
Yeah.
Do you think
yeah,
PL
I
would still be a
think-
thing?
yeah. Maybe, I think
because the math
probably.
would have been.
I mean,
okay. I wanna
What
touch on
better
something.
to remotivate us than winning the biggest tournament in Fortnite history?
Yeah. Go
the,
ahead,
the
Vito.
sponsors would have been at our door. Realistically, I mean, because who doesn't want their brand on the jersey of the kid who just won the whole thing?
Cooper Scuffs, PL Mountain Dew,
Exactly,
PL.
exactly,
I don't know.
exactly.
Where's
Yeah.
Mike and Ike when we need them?
That-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Where's Skittles? Where's Hershey's?
yeah, like,
We'll get the fucking. We'll be the dude. That would have been the rival, dude. I mean, I was.
Doritos would have been in my DMs talking
Where's-
about like.
Where's
You-
Sour Patch?
you
Give us
know
Sour
what's-
Patch.
yeah.
Bro,
You know
like-
what's so funny?
We're so
Avav
happy about
texted
you
me the other night. Avav texted me the other night, and we had this like basically this exact conversation of like, dude, like, I really do see, and like it's impossible to know, right? But I do see a timeline where we stay through, PL wins the whole fucking shebang. You get 20 Jatmon clips of me sitting in the chair losing my goddamn mind.
Oh my gosh.
But then I really do see us like, I think there's a future out there, a happier version of us maybe, where we turn into 100 Thieves phase. Like, I really do. I really believed from the start with PL that was our potential. I really do believe that group of guys. Like, I believe we could get to that point. I really do think that. Now maybe that's optimistic, and like I said, it's impossible to know now. But I don't know.
If
That's
Cooper
my
wanted
take
to
on
be our
it.
franchise player, if he wanted to stay and be our franchise player, it would be true.
Yeah.
If he was our Scump, if he was our
Oh,
Shroud, if he was our
our
Nate Shot,
booga.
or Booga,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a glorious king.
if he was our tank, if he
Cooper,
was just
our
if
glorious
he was just a
king.
franchise player, if he was
Yeah.
just a franchise player
Well,
that
Vishal,
everybody
we gotta
thinks
make
he
a
is.
TikTok.
I mean,
we gotta make
yeah,
a TikTok Vishal.
like I talked about earlier, right? Like I
We'll
talked
put it
about
on the
earlier,
UE
I think
Sports
Cooper.
channel. My glorious LeBron and Cooper.
I think Cooper had the
Sorry,
ability
LeBron
to
and
to
Cooper.
be appreciative of what
Nah,
PL
dude.
did for him in the moment, and that was
Oh my God,
so
hold on.
it's hard to say,
Wait,
right? But I do think there's a chance that Cooper would have gone, okay, I want to stick with PL now and build something long lasting. After that, like obviously, like you said, it was very bittersweet watching that.
Yeah.
And going, damn, like I'm so proud of the kid and I love him, and he's like, he's up there now. Like he's comfortable and he's
Hollywood.
solidified who he is as a creator and a player, to the point where he's gonna have longevity as long as he doesn't fuck it up. And he has great
This is-
parents that are
this
gonna
is-
stop him from doing
This
that.
is
Go ahead.
different for me, right? This is different for me. But I feel like if I was in his position and I was appreciative of the team that I just ended because
Yeah.
certain problems, I would have walked out there with the Pipeline jersey on.
Oh, I mean, I get it. He's a free agent.
I
He
mean-
has to think about his own
Thor
career.
did it.
Who?
Thoric.
Oh yeah, Thoric did have PL.
Thoric
PL
did
was
it.
still at Copenhagen. Yes, technically speaking. Yeah.
Thoric did it. He
Did
even
he
said
didn't
thank
wear
you
the
to us
jersey, did
afterwards.
he? He didn't wear the jersey.
No, he didn't. He,
Oh, okay.
he didn't even wear. He just wore a hoodie. But
Yeah.
he messaged me after. He's like,
Mm.
"Thank you guys. Like,
Damn.
I wouldn't be here without you guys pushing me."
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Thor's
I never.
great. Thor's a great kid. He deserves.
I messaged Cooper personally, but
Yeah.
he just said thanks. He never said anything else,
Damn. He didn't even
Like-
respond to me, bro. I hit him up, want to congratulate him, and then I hit him up like a day later. Was like, hey, like, do the run back on GhostComms. Like, come hit the run back, and haven't heard from him yet. I mean, he's a very busy guy now. He obviously has people like Clicks hitting him up, so I'm sure Jatmon gets buried a little bit. And all right, you didn't have
As
to
much
say
as
that.
there's fame, it's like responsible fame, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, no, he had an opportunity, and it was kind of the make or break, right? And like, because you see this a lot in esports, you see that one moment happen, right? And temporary fame comes from that. What your job is to do in that moment, that's when the hustle starts, because you got to make sure you turn that into a long lasting. You got to take that opportunity and make it long lasting.
It's what Lacey's doing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've had people
Lacey's a great
come up and then go right back down to where they were because they don't know how to sustain it at that level. So Cooper, credit to his parents and credit to him and credit to his manager, C-Mills, have done a very, very good job of not just maintaining it, but they pushed him past. And now he's partnered. He's streaming all the time. He's getting 1,100 average viewers. He's playing with Clicks. He's
100K.
100K, and he hit
right?
40K on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah. Same like around back-to-back days or something like that.
no,
Yeah.
he did it correct. He did it correct.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
He did it correct.
Doing it correct.
Yeah.
He's still
He's still doing it correct. I'm glad he has C-Mills behind his back because
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that
manager.
I think C-Mills was focusing a little bit too much on Peterbot and not too much on Cooper, right? But it was Cooper's fault too because he just didn't want to put the time to it. But once they won, I like that C-Mills finally found a way to shift his time towards Cooper as well and Peterbot. You know what I mean? And elevate that.
He has a balance now.
Yeah, now he has a balance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I mean,
I think,
Coop's a great kid. He had all the talent all along. And just a lot aligned for him. It was this perfect combination, this railroad crossing of his talent, his hard work, with kind of luck and opportunity. And he had that moment and he saw it for what it was and took advantage of it. And that's what we wish for everyone, in the esports space. And the PL baby, man.
What's wrong?
Bro.
What
You're
are
still
you
thinking about
yapping? Like, what are you laughing
You're still
about?
thinking about the glorious King
This
thing, aren't you?
fucking
Vishal?
guy, bro.
You know what I was thinking about?
You're still thinking about the glorious King thing,
You know
aren't
how I was telling Fatal, I was telling you before this, the Glorious King TikTok and MPJ. What if you did that but with Cooper's face?
Bro, I know, bro. That's
Brother.
what I said. We need to make a TikTok.
Brother, okay.
Oh,
Like,
my
isn't
God.
that so dumb, bro?
Anyway,
How do you
Yo,
agree
bro,
with
you know, I
Editor
think-
better cut that shit out. That's crazy.
I think today, because I think everyone here has appeared on an episode.
No. Not all of us, Jatmon.
Oh, well, yeah, not you, but you don't count. Anyway, no, but I think what I'm gonna do today is we've kind of, as a group, I think,
That's
given
actually a pretty
our one piece of advice to the community. We're just kind of talking about it. It's like that hard work, put that all in, and then you gotta wait for that opportunity to come. The more hard work you put in, that opportunity will come up. And when you do, see it for what it is, and you got to make it. You got to make the most of it. That's this space. That's this industry. It's very like what's been really interesting for me. I listen to a lot of Hollywood actors tell their story of how they got their big break. Esports is the same in the terms of like you're waiting for your big break. That's what you're working for. Go listen to some actors. Go listen to their stories of. Okay, so hell is opening up. Somewhere.
Jeffrey's getting
but go listen to them. I think it's really eye-opening, and when you see learn from everywhere.
They're coming back for the PL money.
I'm trying to have a really good moment here. Learn
sorry,
from
bro.
everywhere, learn from everyone.
sorry.
There are lessons to be learned in every industry, in every job, from every person. No matter if they are the dumbest human being you've ever met, that you can be learning
Jeffrey.
something from them. dude. Like,
Yeah, I want to give an advice.
yeah,
To the kids out there, right? Looking at the esports scene as very intimidating.
the future Coopers of the world.
Try competing. See where you are. If you're gifted, you'll get there fast. Trust me, you'll get there fast. Every single person gets there fast in this, especially in Fortnite.
Don't
Right?
do drugs.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't do drugs, kids. Yeah.
do whatever you want. It doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day. All right. No, listen, but if competing doesn't
GhostComms
work,
does not condone breaking the law.
if competing is not your thing, get into managing, right? If managing doesn't work, try creating content.
That's
if
a
content
big thing.
doesn't work, try production.
That's a big thing about the
try
esports
everything.
scene, man. Yeah, exactly. Try everything. You never know where your passion's gonna lie. I think basically everyone at every org started as a player, started as someone who loved playing the game, and they kind of trickled out with different passions and skills and all of that to get to where they are now. And that was, even for me, I didn't realize how much I liked the back end of, running an organization or whatever, until I got on PL and got the opportunity to start kind of dipping my toes in the water, so to speak, with that. And I loved it, and I do love it, and I still love it.
Yeah.
It's not the only thing I want to do. I still want to be on camera. I still want to be behind a microphone, but I'm definitely not averse to, helping out with business deals and being in calls and negotiating and all that stuff. So find your passion, and you might be surprised what it is, but just whatever you think it is, go at it a million miles an hour.
Try it.
Yeah, I mean, you get kids like Fatal too, man, who are doing exactly that. Already have.
Fatal says he's retired, but he's always here.
At 15, he's retired is insane.
15.
But
At 50, he's retired.
Vishal said he's done with content 5 times, and he's always there streaming again.
how many times have I quit?
Oh my goodness.
Jatmon's always ranting on the timeline.
We're
I'm
throwing
depressed.
shots
I don't want to
now.
stream
Okay.
anymore. And
Oh,
tomorrow,
alright,
I'm
okay.
live. Come stream. I'm gonna start posting every day. Just try it.
Wait, when did I ever say I was done with content? Hold on. When did I say
No, you
I've been
did. You
done
did
with
have a
content?
bit of a hissy fit, and you quit for like 2 weeks.
Just try it, kids.
You
Just
had a
do it.
Jatmon moment. You did what I do. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
quitting, and then 3 days later, I'm back. One of these,
Hold on.
one of
Hold
these
on.
days.
Hold on.
No, you did. This was when you were hating Fortnite, and you were like, stopped streaming
Fortnite sucks.
and
I'm
stopped.
done with Fortnite. School's taking my
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
X-Fin resting,
yeah.
the
Well,
whole
okay,
ordeal.
all right. The
OG
fact that
Fortnite comes
X-Fin
back.
was
Guys,
just
I'm
vexing.
back live streaming video tomorrow.
Back for OG
X-Fin
Fort.
said, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Oh my
Hold on.
I'm back on
gosh.
Vines. I own that shit too.
Okay. Yo,
Brother went from
Ghost
not
Comms
playing
is back,
Fortnite.
we're back.
Wait, that is a
only
good
time-
point. Brother went from not playing Fortnite to owning a Fortnite org and making Fortnite content on
Can we-
Fortnite OG
and I
again.
still don't play Fortnite, okay? Can we
You
get
were
to the-
streaming Fortnite yesterday, Vishal. I
I'm
gifted you a
streaming 'cause
Prime
of the
sub.
OG season, okay? Because of the OG season. I don't play this game. I haven't played it in too much. First of all,
Alright.
the only time I was close to quitting content was in May, and that was because I was going through a personal issue, and I told myself, I was like, I'm not quitting because I'm not letting this get to my head. I have never said I'm going to stop making content. I never said that.
Okay.
You saying I said it 5 times is already cap as it is.
No,
You
okay,
suck.
fine. You never said you were gonna quit, but you
Jatmon,
became
I don't wanna hear
Jatmon's
it from you.
levels of
I don't want
depressed.
to hear it from you.
Oh,
right
but
now.
I do this. This is
You
me.
are
This is my
not
thing.
gonna
I
do
own
it.
I
this.
love this. I just instigated drama.
Like,
Ghost
what else
Comms
do
is
you
splitting
do?
up. We're ending.
Look.
We're,
look,
oh, do you know what happened with Impulsive? Do any of you know Logan Paul's
Like
podcast,
George?
Impulsive?
yeah. They got
George
into it.
Chanko situation. Leave,
They got into
motherfucker.
it like crazy.
Go start your
Look,
own.
anyways, I think I'm gonna start streaming Call of Duty. Actually, like take my time on Call of Duty and actually try to go pro
Ooh.
because
Oh.
I've been actually
Okay.
shitting on people. You know what I'm saying? And the game's
You're-
been out
you're
for a week,
actually
and I've
good
made
at that game,
1.5k.
Damn.
What?
In the last
Off
week, I've made
what?
1.5k just off wagers.
Oh,
Huh?
yeah.
Yo,
Wait,
Jeffrey,
that's
Jeffrey, looking
crazy.
for a manager?
Yo, you trying to dish me some of that for DreamHack Atlanta? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, he needs it, bro.
I do need it, bro. I
Yo, let me
Look,
manage
look,
you, Jeffrey.
If you pick up my team for Vice, we're down. We're running for y'all.
Go talk to freaking. Hey, you know what? I'll send you the ad.
All right, sounds
Alright,
good to me.
I'm a
You know,
DM you
I'm
later.
myself a New York guy.
Live
Hold on.
biz.
I'm a DM you
Let's
later.
go,
Jeff.
baby.
You know Vice COD before Vice 4. Like Vice COD still to this day makes money, like off the game.
Damn.
Really?
They had a clan war right.
They were COD before they were Fort, right?
Yeah,
They were-
initially, they were initially COD, but
But they were a sniping clan, no?
yeah. So Vice COD was in a clan war, like not recently. When the Fort team ended, originally they were in a clan war, and literally the reason they got second place in that clan war and lost out on like I think a quadruple digit prize money thing was because of biased judges. Was because of
Wow.
yeah, that's literally why.
Wow, that's fucked
Damn.
up.
That's literally where the downfall of Vice started happening. And then-
That's messed up. But you know, I can compete for you guys. You know, I have a really good solid team.
Listen, I'll send you the ad. I don't got control of that side.
We're all going different
They're
directions.
literally talking about looking for COD people right now.
I
Like,
don't
yeah.
have any announcements currently, but I have several things in the works. I should have an announcement
Oh my
relatively
God,
soon.
Here we go.
Here we
I'm
go.
just
And
gonna
he'll post
keep-
He's quitting next week.
Shut the
Oh
fuck-
my god.
You're gonna break.
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding.
I'm
I,
not.
But I have
Jatmon-
some exciting stuff in the works. It should be coming.
Jatmon should start doing what Origin does, bro.
Unreal Link's coming down.
You know what's funny? I have so many buddies that I stream with that have actually started doing kids content. One of my buddies, Blake, shout out to Blaker. He
Oh, not my Blake.
he's
my
grown
glorious king Blake.
7K subs in like 2 weeks doing kid content.
Yeah, I'm becoming unfiltered now. So
You thought of it too.
You're going the
Vishal?
opposite direction.
We have a
Yeah,
glorious
I'm going unfiltered.
No, I like that. I like unfiltered. Like
I'm
no
not putting
Brita.
my muscle on no
Can
more.
can we make that a phrase? No Brita, because like no filter. Like I don't know.
Brita?
Never mind.
What
No
is that?
Brita. A Brita?
Yeah.
You don't know what a
I'll
Brother,
give.
like
Man,
butter, like
you weren't even born when the Brita came out, bro. Like whatever. Ladies and gentlemen,
And you were
thank
like
you
12
for
when the Brita
listening.
came out, cuh.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the GhostComms podcast.
Oh, I
Make
didn't
sure
get my- I
you
didn't get my advice.
like,
I didn't get my advice.
subscribe.
I didn't get my advice.
All right.
All
Fine.
right,
let's
yeah.
hear it,
Hold up,
Pharaoh.
hold up, guys.
All right.
You know,
my birthday's next week, guys.
This better be
Wait,
this better
whose
be
birthday
yin
is it?
yang levels.
Mine.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I
Look,
turned 20.
People are gonna
You
talk shit
old
about you. They're gonna write you off before you can even start showing people like what you're about. And you just gotta like not prove that they're wrong, prove that you're right.
Hmm.
You know? Why are you laughing at me, bro?
I actually thought that was okay. That wasn't that bad.
like what? Like all right, look,
No,
like, I've gone through so many opportunities,
him because you're half a decade older than him, okay?
Look,
Let him
and
speak his
I've-
advice about this generation.
and
Don't say anything, okay?
I've gone through so many I've gone through so many opportunities. Pipeline, you know, the team that Jeffrey ruined. You know, limit, overt. You know, and you just gotta find what you're passionate about. You know, you gotta figure it out. You know, just be about yourself.
With
You
that
know what I
being
mean?
said, Vice
And
Fatal is
hashtag
announced.
Philly suck. All right, you can end the podcast.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you,
that's
for
why,
listening
all right.
to this episode of the GhostComms podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you liked what you saw, leave a comment down below. Anything you agreed or disagreed with, or people that you want to see us have on, we will do our greatest,
We will
most
not be
sincere
having Fatal
effort.
back. Don't worry about it. Guys.
No, we,
Sorry.
yeah, make sure that you comment. Don't bring Fatal back.
If you made it to this point, you know,
Comment.
back.
Yeah, if you made it
Make
to
sure
this
you guys
point,
comment to get on Jammin's
comment-
ass. Tell him to stop quitting every week.
if you made it to
No,
this point,
Vishal, he's the glorious king.
comment Glorious King Cooper. I want to hear that in the comments.
Oh my god.
And we will see
I'm
you
making a
all
TikTok after
in
this.
the next one. Good night, good morning, wherever
Later.
you're listening, whenever you're listening. Peace.
Later.